Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play the final episode of The Legend of Zelda, the second quest. We just wrapped up the 7th dungeon, and we're going to move forward a little bit. We're actually going to prepare a little bit, and I'm also going to go into warp speed soon, because I don't want you to sit through the entire trek over to the 9th dungeon. And before we get to the 9th dungeon, we're also going to we're going to get the letter from the old man to show to the old woman, so we can get the medicine. The 9th dungeon, I'm going to be tanking a lot and taking a lot of hits, simply because, why not? You know, we can show off the medicine that way. Now up here you'll want to use a bomb because this is where the medicine will be, or at least one spot where the medicine will be, and it's right close to the 9th dungeon, or the 9th world, or 9th level, whatever you want to call it. So that's a plus. Now if you push this rock out of the way, you can show this to the old woman. Alright, you pervert of an old man. Anyways, we get the letter, which looks just like the map, except a different color. And we just need to equip the letter and use it to the old woman, which is just a screen over to our right. And I avoided those swords, thankfully. If I can say the words. Now we need to flash our letter to the old woman. And we get to use the medicine. You may have noticed kind of a gap there in the items. That's where the meat would have been, but we don't have the meat anymore, so... You know, I'm not going to buy the meat again because we really don't need it anymore. Not in the 9th dungeon, or the 9th level. Anyways, the 9th level is all the way to the end, the top left-hand corner. And what we need to do is, well, first of all, we got to get the silver arrow. The silver arrow is actually pretty close to the beginning of the dungeon. But Ganon and the red ring are far away from the entrance of the dungeon. So it's a pretty good trek to that part, unfortunately. Now we have to deal with Patra again, and I really like the formations of Patra, which is really just a simple mathematical formula that they did there. It really doesn't take that much computing to do something like that. Now we get a fairy again. Thankfully, if you defeat the blue wizards, you have a good likelihood, or at least I think 1 in 16 chance that you'll get a fairy. It may be like 1 in 32. But it's better than nothing, you know. And you encounter blue wizards enough that the likelihood is still pretty good that you're going to get one. So now that we got the silver arrow, we need to go back to the beginning. And we could do that little cheat with a second controller where we can go back to the beginning, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to go the long way, because I'd rather not cheat. And to at least show you can finish the game without doing shortcuts. I definitely had to do a lot more research for the second quest than the first quest, even though I played both of them a lot. Anyways, if you go over to the left-hand side here, you'll get to the blue, I think it's a Moldorm, but I'm not going to deal with him just yet. I'm just going to show that there's kind of a dead end down here. Well, not a dead end, but we really don't need to go that way just yet. And you'll notice down there, if you went back to the right on that last room that we were in, the, well, quote-unquote dead end, when it wasn't a dead end, it just takes you back to the entrance, and it just loops around, and it's kind of a one-way loop, so it's really not worth dealing with. There's a lot of these little rooms in the 9th dungeon. For the 9th level. You just gotta go back and forth until you figure out the way to go. But it's really not that bad, although, this room is just like the other rooms, by the way, that we were just in. Like this room. I'm not lighting it up for you, but, you can kind of visualize what it is. It's one of those rooms with a central pillar in it, you know? Now here we get one of these fun rooms with a whole bunch of bubbles. So joy, huh? You have to deal with the bubbles. Now I wanted to go to this room because there's actually a secret passage on the other side once we get rid of the blue Wizrobe. And this is just kind of an exit in case you take the wrong way, I guess. And avoid these bubbles, which we did. Because if you didn't, that would really suck. You'd have to either use the medicine or, you know, find a blue bubble somewhere. Or use your wand a lot. And you need the sword for Ganon. So. I got really lucky there. I really got lucky in the room with like 8 bubbles in it. Because, that's a really shitty room. Really terrible. It is not fun. Now I got another bubble over here that we could have used. A blue bubble. But that's alright. Now we got rid of him. And you'll notice we've been in this room before. And I just wanted to show that this kind of loops back around. And I'm going to take my escape hatch or my escape claws and medicine myself up. So, yeah. Avoid the pancakes. Now this route is kind of a long route to get to the red ring, but you'll also notice in a dark room in this white dungeon or white level, when you lighten it up, the columns are actually red. I don't know if that's a sprite glitch or what, but I think it's interesting. And I think always the perspective is kind of screwed up because it makes the walls look a little wider than they should. Or maybe the walls look like a trapezoid wall or something. But you know, it's limited perspective. It's what they could do in 1986. I mean, don't expect something from a camera obscura or something, you know, something photorealistic. Hell, even games today can't really do photorealism that well because they're stuck on polygons, and the only way to really do realism is, for the most part, voxels, and we don't have the technology to do voxels that well just yet. I mean, Minecraft, of course, does voxels, but, in my opinion, it's kind of primitive voxels, but it still works, so. But that's my opinion, you know. Take it however you want to. And I think the reason why games have such a difficult time simulating nature is because most game developers and gamers never spend any time outside in nature. I really honestly think that. Like with weather effects and nature effects that, I mean, they can get close, but there's always something that's not exactly right. Of course, I can say this because I spend a lot of time outdoors, so I'm weird. I'm one of those gamers who actually goes outside. Anyways, now that we got rid of him, and now that you dealt with my rant there, we're all the way in the corner of the map, and we can get the red ring. I like how the map disappears when you're kind of underground or underneath the dungeon, indicating you're off the map, I suppose. Now, we haven't dealt with the map yet, but You know, when you go into the select screen, you'll see it. It just kind of looks like a demon face, just like the other map did in the first quest. Patrick can really take some hits. I mean, and it can also really hit you a lot. Now, this is the room where we were earlier, where that secret passage was. And this is kind of a mini-boss, another mini-boss that we have to take care of. Also, I'm still trying to get some sort of a hopage or something to record PlayStation 3 stuff with. So that may be coming in the next month. This is why I got the medicine. I always get hit a lot in this dungeon, and I figure better safe than sorry, you know. Rather than relying on fairies. And I could probably practice a little more and not get hit, but sometimes things happen. You just have to go with the flow. Imagine having to deal with that guy with a wooden sword. You know? Ugh. Wouldn't want to do that. And here we go, using the Triforce to light up the room with Ganon. And by the way, I'm going to start editing Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link soon. So that we can set that up. Or I can set that up and chop it up into videos. So that's coming soon. It may be this weekend. So keep an eye out for that. And that wraps up this dungeon. So, joy! Alright, I'm gonna let you watch the credits here, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the last Let's Play the first quest, but take a look at who did the music. Kon-chan, Koji Kondo. Anyways, I'm gonna let you watch the credits again and all that fun stuff if you want to. But anyways, this wraps up the Let's Play, so thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.